Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to a new series. And as you can see, this is about cars, and for those that probably have it already, you might know that this is Need for Speed Heat. It is a game that was currently released I think on the 8th this month, so that'd be December, and I'm just going to be playing this. This is a game that I wanted to add to the channel. It's something that I've been thinking about and kind of trying to figure out what I want to bring to the channel. I do want to do some separate games, of course. Ark and Raid Shadow Legends and Conan Exiles will stay on the channel, especially the guides, but I do want to play some separate games, some different games, and so this is what this is all about. I'm going to do a playthrough for this. I'm going to play the story mode, and when I'm done with the playthrough, I'm going to save up all of the footage, so to speak, and I will do some editing and make it into like a little movie for those that like that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. I mean, I've been itching to play a racing game for a while now. I have been considering Forza Horizon 4. I mean, it's been out for a while. That still is an option, so if you guys want that, you can let me know down below. But I wanted an open world racing game that allows you to customize your cars, easy to pick up, easy to play, easy to get into, nothing too grindy, and this seemed to fill the or tick the boxes.
The Speed Hunters Showdown is back as Palm City hosts once again to the state's foremost racing exhibition. Each day, thousands of eager fans will be hoping to catch a glimpse of the very best high-performance cars in action. But when the sun goes down, you can quickly find yourself in a dangerous territory. Welcome to the world of street racing. An underground daredevils and speed freaks intent on tearing up the rules and the law. Rising to meet this challenge is Palm City's very own Lieutenant Frank Mercer, head of the newly formed high-speed task force.
Street racing has no place on public roads. Mark my words, if you are out there and you're engaging in this type of activity, we will find you. And if you think that you can get away by just hitting the gas, then you're in for a surprise. Because we are coming after you hard, and we are coming after you fast. Trust me. There is
Okay,
no...
that guy sounds very serious. I am using... Oh.
Talk to me, how we doing? Do it.
Hanging in there.
Just keep your foot on the floor. That's the T, Richie.
There's some real speed in this race, Anna.
We knew they were gonna bring it. This is the lead going for here.
Alright, as I was saying, I do hope that the software does record the gameplay properly. I've played around with it a tad bit and tried to see what it does, but you know, it's one of those things. I haven't actually done any proper videos with this game and the software. Sometimes it can be a bit derpy, so hopefully it works alright. I am recording the audio separately, so as with a second software that's running in the background, that's normally what I tend to do, but you never know with these things, so hopefully I don't have to, I don't know, to tweak things around. So we'll see what it looks like, what it sounds like. If not, I'll probably end up having to do this all over again. But yeah, I did look at some reviews for the game and some gameplay footage just to get my bearings as to what I'm going to go for. As I said, I have been itching for a racing game in general, something fun, something to just fill up my time with. And obviously there's only so many guides and tutorials you can make for games, and by that I'm referring to Conan Exiles and Ark, especially Ark, that, you know, I was expecting the content to be out for this month, but it hasn't. So, you know, I'm running out of ideas, so I thought this is a good time. You know, it's December, Christmas and all that. It's a good time to get a good game, a new game, play it, make it into a video. Maybe people might enjoy it, maybe try and introduce something new to the channel. For those that are older to the channel and have been with the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been toying around with ideas for games to add and bring to the channel. Most of them were games that were already out, had a couple of years on them, so the reason I didn't go for them was primarily because they were out for a bit, and I wanted to bring something that was new and fresh to the channel. So I think, you know, I spent a lot of time thinking about what to do, and obviously I also want to have a bit of fun, so this is why I chose this. Now, when I saw the gameplay videos and the footage for the game, I kind of liked it. It looked better. I mean, Need for Speed went through a phase where the games were a bit disappointing. This one looked okay, something that might catch and captivate my interest for a while, and so I just went for it, bought the full game, downloaded it, and obviously I'm running it on Ultra. So I think my big concern at the moment is, of course, let's hope that this game works well with the NVIDIA recording software, because that's what I'm using. Sometimes that doesn't work out that way. I mean, I've got some other bits and pieces of software. I just would prefer if it works and I don't have to redo the beginning, if that makes sense, or replay it, because I do want to show people the game. I want to do it like a playthrough sort of thing. And this kind of looks or throws me back to the Underground series. I like the way the city looks. The details look pretty neat. There we go. Finished, and I finished in second.
What did you do? What'd you do to that sweet-ass ride? You lost the car. He lost the car.
No, Shaw. This is on you.
You're gonna wish you never survived.
Who says he did?
What are we doing here?
Sending a message.
Wait, stop!
Hey, he said...
We're on camera back there.
Shaw, hold it.
So this is how we work now?
These crews gotta learn. Try making a mockery of my unit, you're gonna take the fall.
Frank, you're smarter than this. You want to send a message? You need a messenger.
You, get out of town. And if we see you or any of your crew around here again, you're gonna be joining that car. You understand? Get up. Go tell your friends.
Hey! What happened, bro? Where the hell's your car? Hey!
This is bullshit, Anna. Yeah, I'm out. I'm going back to Ventura, and I'm taking Richie with me.
But we're a crew!
Not anymore. It's over.
What? You just gonna walk to Ventura?
Yup. You're on your own.
Well, that looks quite dodgy. Sounded like the cop wanted the car more than to catch the bad guy, but hey, who am I to judge? I guess the car was actually quite nice, to be fairly honest. So, as usual, during the cutscenes, I'm not going to talk. There we go. I think this is me, yep.
Oh, yeah. No, I checked it out. Oh, hey, I'll be with you in a sec. Come on in. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you're gonna need all new sparks. Yeah, 4. Kind of no, I'll check the wheels. I was like, who's bearing? Who's bearing? Oh, yeah, I got a customer here, so I gotta go. All right, cool.
You know, as important as fighting crime is, and we are committed to that fight, our job is about more than that. It's about connecting with you folks out there, hearing your stories, listening to your concerns. That's how we build a better community. That's how we build a safer future for...
Sorry, it's just a little too much at this early in the day. Look, I hate to do this, but if you're looking for wheels, I got a CID. Cops insist.
Okay, I suppose. I do like the facial animations on the characters. They are pretty neatly done from what I can see, especially the lip movement. They've done it quite nicely. So I guess this is where I select my character. I like this guy. Not so sure about the pink top. Don't get me wrong, I do like the color pink, but what's going on with the socks? That's the big issue. I'll go for this guy. He kind of looks like a modern version of the main character from Vice City.
Out of town, huh? Name's Lucas. How can I help? Word is, cars out of here can compete. Oh, they can. This for the showdown?
Yeah, I just want to get out there and race.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. The man's been crazy past couple days, so stock's down. But I got these ready to go. They're not top of the line, but they're good. Why don't you take a look, see if you're interested.
Okay, so we've got several cars to choose from. I'm gonna go for a good old American muscle. Oh, can I have that one? Alright, fine, okay. Darn. Okay, so we've got a Nissan, BMW, and the Ford Mustang. Definitely gonna be a Ford Mustang for me.
An American classic. Nice choice.
Can't wait to try her out.
I know some people at the showdown. See a race. Gives me a chance to make sure she's working perfectly. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Okay, where to? Well, you got a couple races to choose from. The one down is all long curves. And the
okay, I guess this is it. So let's see how these things handle.
So take it easy.
Alright, not that bad. I did expect it to be all over the place. I mean, it does skid a bit on the road. I do like that. It's going to be nice for some drifts. But I do like driving the muscle cars in these games for the drift as well. As it's a bit more challenging, and I like that. Plus, I just like the way they sound as well. So, and they look pretty. They look very pretty, generally speaking. I do like muscle cars for their design as well. So, I'm probably going to stick to muscle cars in this game, if I know anything, or Lambos. I like those as well. So, we'll see what variety of cars I can choose from. Also, I'm quite curious to find out what the game has to offer with regards to customizing vehicles in this game. Let's see. I mean, it's not a bad looking car. It's a very pretty car. I like the blue on it, although I will probably, I say probably, most likely change it.
Hey, Dex. Hey, be gentle with my friend here. They're breaking in a new car.
If it's one of yours, it's half broke off. You joining us?
Nah, man.
I run practice races for beginners if you need to get up to speed.
Yeah, funny guy. Very funny.
You're always welcome.
Okay, so here's to hoping that I can actually race this this car and get to the end, hopefully win it. That'd be nice. There we go. It's been a long while since I've played a racing game, and I mean, I know I was itching to play one for some time now. And as I said, I was actually considering getting Forza Horizon 4 for the computer. But then, as I started looking into racing games and stuff like that, I came across Need for Speed Heat. So I thought I'd check it out, as it is a fairly new game out on the market. So when I saw some gameplay videos and some reviews and just got some general thoughts from other fellow YouTubers on the game, I thought I was going to go with it. It does look pretty neat. There's a lot of pink in here, and it looks very, what I'm trying to say, I suppose, is it reminds me a lot of Vice City. And I kind of like the character. He's got like a flowery shirt, which again brings me back to Vice City. And yeah, there's also a little bit of underground in here as well in terms of the races at night. The graphics just look so pretty, and the fact that the faces on the characters are well animated, that also made me buy it. It doesn't look derpy at all when they talk. Alright, I managed to pull it off. Okay, not a bad win. I do wonder though what I got the car with. Did I just get it for free? I'm assuming I paid for it. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm still getting used to the interface and where all the things are. So I do want to kind of get around it. And obviously, for those that don't know, I'm playing this on the computer. It's on Ultra in terms of graphics. The game handles wonderfully. The cars handle wonderfully from what I've played so far, but you can tell that the game was initially designed and created with consoles in mind, simply because I can't use the mouse. The interface, the way the keyboard is designed, really you don't need a mouse for it, which is quite interesting. Don't get me wrong, it works. There are several changes, several differences to what you'd expect from a game that's, you know, a PC game that's, I suppose, relies heavily on the mouse, but it does handle nicely. It does take some getting used to, at least for me, because I've not played a game like this for a while. I think the last time I played a racing game, oh gosh, I can't remember. Must be 3-4 years ago. Oh, I didn't mean to actually go in. I didn't press anything. It just went with the cutscene, but whatever.
Hello? Come on, open up. I can hear you.
They don't care. They look at sell you.
Yeah. You know him?
You could say that. He's that used to be mine. Won my first race in that bad. She's perfect for someone just starting out.
Fair enough. Hey, you mind telling me who is?
Oh, stock is limited around town because of the shutdown. They're only selling if they know you're gonna put the parts to good use.
Who says I won't?
Okay. Rookie's got confidence. How about a chance to prove you're more than just talk?
Let's do it.
Give me your phone. I'm Anna. There's only one way to make a name for yourself around here.
What, that's it?
I gotta make some calls. You stay on that thing. I'll be in touch.
And that's what a test drive comprises of in this game. Interesting. The other thing I was going to say before the cutscene actually came in, from what I've seen now, up to now, this also reminds me of another racing game that I used to like. And like design-wise, it looks very, very much, or reminds me at least, of Test Drive Unlimited 2. So I do like it. It's very pretty, and the night racing again reminds me, as I said, of the Underground series, which I thought was a very good looking game at the time. I like the whole illegal street racing concept. That was pretty nice. So yeah, like the roads, the layout, the design, very, very similar, or at least it reminds me, it throws me back to the days when I played Test Drive Unlimited and Unlimited 2. That was a game that was a simulator, or meant to be a simulator. That was really, really good. I mean, it's a shame that Atari kind of went downhill and didn't produce any more games like that. But that's why I was debating between Forza Horizon and this for a while. But I settled for this, and I might potentially get Forza Horizon if I'm still thirsty after finishing this game. So we'll see. If you guys want to see that on the channel, let me know. I will keep that into consideration. That is a game that I do want to play. There we go.
It's good. Seriously. Thanks for cutting me a deal. What's this part of the package? You have any engine trouble?
And he does that for free?
I'll take care of it. Thanks.
That's a very nice mechanic. Very friendly people in this town or city. I kind of like it. Make a name. Okay, let's make a name for ourselves, I guess.
Been waiting long?
It flew by.
Cool. Let's go.
Where are we going?
There's a race down by the beach. You're not the only new face in town. Figure you want to know.
So yeah, like these portions right here. This is so Underground 2 like. Oh, hey. Yep. Okay, slightly misjudged that one.
I'm guessing this race is how I make a name, right?
You're not getting anywhere without one. You want to spend all that showdown bank on or rack up invites to races? Then people need to know who you are.
Okay, very interesting. So the other thing I was gonna say is, as you can see, up to now, the game is very story orientated. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of communication between you, the player, and the characters in the game. So I totally like that. That actually was one of the big key selling points. So I wanted a racing game that's open world and has a good story to follow, and that's also enjoyable. And from what I saw from the few minutes that I watched other people play it, it kind of got me hooked. It looked better than many of the other previous Need for Speed games, so I kind of, that was a contributing factor. Now, from what I've been playing up to now and what you've seen, I can say that the cars handle nicely. The game looks pretty neat. It's not a big game, so like for PC, I didn't have to wait too long for the download. I think it's only like 30 gigs, so that's pretty good. I'm used to games like Ark, Conan Exiles, what else? World of Warcraft, that just are hundreds of gigs. So not a bad little game to actually spend my money on.
I'm gonna try to film you while we're driving.
Hope you get a good shot of Red.
Get lost, Kenny.
But she's recording while she's driving. I'm sure there are a few legal technicalities there. You're not supposed to be doing that. Or is that legal in America? Because it's not in other parts of the world. And how, yeah. Then the other question is, how do you record and drive? It's a game. But yeah. Don't play with your phone and drive. Not a good thing. Actually, I'm off to a good start in this race. That's pretty decent. I am trying to cut the corners as much as I can. Trying to save up on that time. Yeah, not that difficult. The cars are quite sticky to the road, especially this one, bearing in mind it's a muscle car, and I'd expected it to be a bit more slippery, more of a I don't even know what you call that when the back just goes out. I expected a bit more of that to happen, but it's actually quite sticky. And the only one thing I need to kind of get used to is the drifting mechanic and how you initiate it. So basically, once you go into a turn, you stop accelerating, then accelerate again, and it just goes into a drift. You don't even need to brake most often. So this is quite new, the mechanic, to me. I don't know if this is what other games do nowadays. It doesn't feel quite accurate. It feels very arcadey, but yeah.
Yo, check it out. You see anything you like?
All of them. Think they'll be up for a race?
Nice try. You got a little way to go before they give you a shot.
Who's they?
The League. They've been around for years. Showdown floods this place with new blood. They surface and check out the talent. Once you're in, it's access to everything. Best cars, races, parts. Want to know why we're here every single night? That's your answer.
Ooh, it's raining. I'm looking at the details of the cars with the droplets of water on them and how amazing they look. So much detail. I like it. I really, really do. Am I supposed to follow you or something? Okay. I just saw a police car there, so maybe not actually get into trouble. I'd prefer not to do that. I'm still getting used to the game, the handling of the cars, and I don't even know what I would have to do to get out of a go with the police. So I just want to avoid that for the moment. There we go. That cop's going that way. Oh, he's going my way. Not good. How am I going to do this? If I drive past him slowly, I do wonder if he's going to pick up on me. So we've got the heat thing. So I'm guessing the higher the heat, the more difficult the coppers become. It's quite interesting to see what the story is with the cops, because it sounded from the cutscene like they want to get their hands on racers' cars as well as do their job, I guess. But the question I cannot help but ask myself is why? I mean, maybe they like cars, but that's possibly, I suppose, an answer. I'm going to make a guess here and say that there's some sort of a business, I guess. I'm going to say they're corrupt, because I don't know what the story is. Don't want to actually watch any videos or read about the story. I want to discover it, so that is one of the things. I mean, if you guys know it, you can put it down in the comments. I might not necessarily read them until I finish the game. For that reason, I do want to keep stuff as a surprise for me with regards to the storyline. Here we go. So this first video is probably gonna be a bit longer. I'm gonna make it, maybe, I'm guessing 40, possibly 50 minutes. But after that, the videos will average between 20 to 30, 35 minutes at the most, and no more than that. It's a good thing that bridge doesn't break, because I literally didn't break there. So I would have, in reality, I should have gone through it. But hey, it's a game, and I'm happy that it's a game. I think the other thing that I need to get used to is with the marker system and how it's designed. You know, the system that, oh geez, see, that's what I mean, the checkpoint and the marker system. I'm constantly expecting to see the old yellow and black arrow thing from old Need for Speed games, and I'm expecting to be able to crash into them as well, but that's not a thing either. So I like it, don't get me wrong, it adds to the challenge, and if you make a mistake, yeah, it's gonna be a good mistake. There's no border to bump into and redirect your course, so, or correct your course. So that's very important. I like that. I just need to get used to the red and blue marker system and how they've designed them. I wish they were a bit taller, because there's a lot of details to pay attention to, so that's my reason for it. It's good, it's just I wish it was a bit taller, but yeah, okay, I'll take it. So can I get 3? Yes, I'm on 3rd place, that's fine. I kind of lost that, so I guess I'll give this another go. I'd like to try and win it. Or I should. I would like to. I don't think this is actually that important at this point in time. If it is, I'll just come back and do it again. I want to get away from the coppers. I need to get to the safe house. Where would a safe house be located? Okay. Wanted to see what that race was, but I only have 2 races that apparently I've already completed. I don't know which one it was. So there's this one right there. Yeah. I don't know if it's this one, and I saw another one slightly higher up. I'm trying to see if there's any information to tell me what race this was. See, they're both point-to-point races, or sprint as they call them in Need for Speed. You know what, I'm gonna... Oh, decisions. Yeah, so this is the other one up here. But I can't remember which one I just did. Or I don't know, actually, which one I just did. If I were to make a guess, I'd say it's the one at the top that I just finished, but I don't know. I'll play around with it off camera. Obviously, I'll need to farm money and stuff for episodes and all that, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be playing all of the, or replaying to be more precise, all of the races that I've played, so I won't be playing any new content off camera. Every new race that comes in, I will be playing on camera, so that will be recorded. I might make small modifications to the car again off camera, just to kind of shorten the episodes and kind of prep the game and the content for an episode, so that I can just get in, record, do what I need to do, and then obviously not have to fill up time with useless things like modifying cars and visuals on cars and stuff like that. I mean, if people want to see that, yeah, let me know down below. I'll add that as well, but I can imagine that it would be rather boring, so I just want to do the races with regards to what will be in the series. And I've already upset the police. Hopefully I can get away from them, because I don't know, I don't see anything on the mini-map to suggest that I need to brake or to hit or to do to get them to start following me, which is what the case was with the, I think it was Most Wanted. which came out after Underground 2. So that's what they had players doing. I don't see anything like that on the map, so I'm guessing I have to outrun them.
Sounds like you lost them. You know where to meet me when you're ready.
I mean, I guess it makes sense in that regards, but everything else seems to be breakable. But it also equally makes the police that much more difficult, because you can't actually just break something on top of their car to get out of it. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to get rid of the police, because I think that's going to be a recurring thing.
Not bad for a first night. You got plenty more ahead of you.
Okay, not bad. Level 3. Interesting. I do like the visuals and the design of the game so far. I'm quite impressed. I am very, very impressed with how it looks.
It's been 5 minutes and we already got 100 views.
Oh, wait.
Look who I'm at.
Oh, hey. My sister giving you the grand tour, huh? Something like that. You know, just so you know, if racing means ending up in the back of a cop car, she is the perfect guy.
Remind me again which one of us has actually been locked up?
Oh, no, I learned my lesson.
Only thing you learn, it's how to be boring.
Anyone else loses their crew, it'd be a sign to give up or go back to college.
Well, not me. And as for my crew, they weren't up for it. Maybe I found someone who is.
None of that, that's what you think. You know, but stories I've been hearing lately, cops ain't playing no more. Mira, la calle está caliente.
I know all about the cops. Papi gave me the same damn talk.
Then act like it, mija.
What? Like you did?
Cálmate, cálmate.
Where are you staying?
That's a good question.
How about a garage?
Yeah.
People stay here all the time.
You sure?
Find a free couch. It's all yours.
Oh wow, people are very friendly. And the other thing I wanted to point out is I don't know very many garages that are that clean, and I do mean like the you know, garages where you go and get your car fixed up in real life. I don't know. This is like, you know, you could literally eat off the floor here. It's that clean and tidy. Yes, it's got graffiti on the walls, but still, there's no grease stains anywhere. So let's do some modifications to the car. It's an American muscle car. Now, technically, I could try and save up money and get a different car or try and use that method. But it is a muscle car. I do really like muscle cars. And I would love to own one at some point when I could afford it. And that is one of my personal ambitions. But it is a muscle car, so let's modify it. Let's see what I can do with this. This also gives me a chance to look at what the game has to offer with regards to customization. I kind of want to go with red because that is my favorite color. But I feel if I go with red on this one, I'm most likely going to go with red on most cars. So that's going to be a recurring theme. Now, yes, I like red and black, and that's going to be something that I might often do on the cars, depending on what selection of cars the game has to offer. Or I might put some decals on it and make it look like a police car. Why not? Okay, let's see what I can do here. So I can do that, and I hope that it'll cover the boot as well, or the trunk, as people would say in America. So what combination of colors can I go with, please? That looks nice. I can just put that there. And very interestingly, it doesn't cost money, so I suppose I can make as many mistakes as I want. That's good. That was a bit of a yawn. I have not slept in the last 48 hours. 24 hours, actually. 48 hours? No, yeah. I'm coming up to 48 hours. So I'm feeling a bit tired here, so I might end up yawning a couple of times. I have been doing a lot of work in editing and stuff like that. I do want to try and have content on the channel and stuff. So I think I've only slept at the most, I'd say maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that was more like a nap rather than anything. But it is what it is. I will have plenty of time for that tonight. I have lots of things to do, and obviously now that I'm on this, I kind of want to play around with it. So I'll do that. I'm hoping to try and eye them up so that they are equal on both sides. Okay, we can do that, and I can put that here. That's what I remember seeing on American police vehicles. So the other thing that I'm thinking now as I'm designing this is I could try and go for like a different version of a police vehicle, and that I could keep the red and black, but I don't know. I think I'm going to end up having to go with black and white. Now, I do remember that American police vehicles do have the front doors white. I'm looking at the front doors now as I'm placing these decals, and I don't know. I do hope. I don't remember seeing an option to paint it white. That would come in handy. Therefore, the police writing could be in black or any other color. So I don't know if I'm going to get away with having... it'd be nice. I'll play around with the shapes. I'll probably do that off camera. But as you can see, there's not very many shapes. I don't see anything as of yet to make those doors white. So what can I do with this? Well, I mean, it doesn't cost me anything. So I'll just put it back, I guess. Okay, what else have we got? Also, I'm still getting used to where all the controls are on the keyboard. I could do the windscreen. I do want to do that. I do want to kind of tint it out. The other thing I could do... Oh, yes, we need a badge somewhere. I could put it on the front. I could put it on the top of the car. Or I could put it on the sides of the car underneath the police writing. See, that would look nice up there as well. I am trying to kind of keep the general design for a police vehicle, but also add my own little touch to it. And hopefully, if I do this and I do it right, the the cops in the game won't chase me. And maybe I can confuse them and make them think that I'm part of their squad. As if. I doubt that very much, but it's worth a shot. What else? So at the top, we've got this. See, that star doesn't look quite right. I think it looks better on the roof. On the back, we don't need anything really. And yes, it would be nice if we had some serial codes and numbers that we could put on the car, because they do also have that. Or unit number. Do I want to... Okay. So we'll put that here on the side windows. I think that'll look nice. I mean, I could put it underneath the 911, which is what I feel like I remember seeing on American police vehicles. Well, I'll just put it there on the windscreen because I think it looks better. Or I personally like it better there, at least. Oh, what's going on there? That's a bit annoying. So there's two police writings, one on top of each other. I need to delete one of them, and hopefully I can delete the right one. As you can see, with regards to trying to kind of get it to fix to the location where you want, or finding the location that you want, is kind of derpy. I'm guessing the grids are fairly big for that. They could do with being a tad bit smaller. So which one? I'll take the second one off. That looks about right. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I'm going to end it here. If you guys have enjoyed it, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on the channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can also find me on the Sethum Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description as well as in a pinned comment from myself.